Okay, guys, so I finally found a Christmas, related story. So this is the one where I said I was going to film, a single scary story. So let's just get right into this video. Okay, so this one is called The Icicle Woman, and I believe it has to do sort of with Christmas. It's snowy. I always think of snow with, Christmas. So let's just get into this. The Icicle Woman is... My stupid cat just knocked her food down. Stop doing that, cat. Okay, let me get back into the video. I'm sorry. She's annoying me now. The Icicle Woman is a ghost story from Japan about a man who meets a ghostly woman who is as beautiful and slender as an icicle. The story is based on a Japanese folk tale called, I'm going to butcher this, Tsuramura Onna, or the Icicle Wife. I'm so sorry. I know I butchered that. I don't know how to say it. But I hope I do the story some justice, okay? There was a man who had never married. He lived alone in a small house in the wilderness of Japan. He was very lonely and longed for someone he could spend his life with. One winter morning, he was gazing out his window when he happened to notice some icicles hanging under the eaves of his house. He said to himself, I wish I had a wife as beautiful as those icicles. That night, there was a knock on the front door. When the man answered it, he saw a beautiful woman standing on his doorstep. Her body was long and slender, and her face was pale as snow. He invited her in and out of the cold. As time passed, the woman never left, and the couple fell in love. They decided to live as husband and wife. There was just one small problem. The man noticed that his wife never took a bath. Whenever he had tried to talk to her about this, she refused to discuss it. One day, the husband had enough. He grabbed his wife and dragged her into the bathroom. She screamed and cried and tried to wiggle away from him. He threw her into the piping hot water, then left her there and slammed the door shut behind him. So instead of putting she screamed, they accidentally put the screamed. So yeah, that's a mistake. An hour passed and all the man could hear was silence. All the man could hear was silence. There was no splashing sounds coming from the bathroom at all. Thinking this was strange, he opened the bathroom door and peeked inside. It was empty. His wife was gone. All that he saw floating in the water was a hair comb his wife always wore. The man was heartbroken. He assumed his wife had left him and ran away. He decided to move on with his life. A few minutes later, he met a new woman and they fell in love. She came to live with him and they passed the months happily together until winter came around. After a night of heavy snowfall, the man looked out the window and noticed a huge icicle under the eaves of his house. He went outside to knock it off, but there was a woman standing outside in the snow. He recognized her. It was his wife. Inside the house, the new woman heard a terrible, agonizing shriek. She rushed outside and found the man lying in the snow. He was dead, and blood was spreading out through the snow around his head. A single, huge icicle had pierced right through his eye and penetrated his brain. So I have heard this story before. That's why you don't treat your wife like that, because she'll come back and haunt you. Although this woman was obviously made out of icicles, that's why she melted. But finally, I believe that this one has to do with at least related to Christmas in a way. That's how I feel. So if you don't agree, I'm sorry. It's really hard to find any Christmas stories on Scary for Kids. So let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!